Please introduce yourself.
My name is Oscar Odindo. I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. And I'm on record for Nicola Traldi. Yes.
You have been representing your client since the start of the case. Please take us through the first day you guys were in court.
From the first day of court, we came in for plea. My client was charged with grievous harm. And the charges were that he allegedly assaulted Ms Chantal. We came back later on for pre-trial when we were now given the charge sheet and the other prosecution documents. And I think that is now when we started smelling a rat, because from the nature of the injuries captured, the nature of the injuries were all soft tissues. However, the nature of the injuries as per the charge sheet was of a broken leg, a broken left leg. So we have now come back to court seeking directions of court or orders of court to have Ms Chantal compelled to go for second medical examination. That has not been easy, as it seems like they're avoiding that for obvious reasons. We note from the charge sheet the difference in particulars with the medical records that are in the file. We have 3 medical reports. We have the P3 form. We have one from the GBV Center, that is Nairobi Women's Hospital, and we have one from St. Teresa's Hospital. And all these documents are aligned to the fact that she had soft tissue injuries. However, the charge sheet now reads something totally different. The charge sheet talks of a broken leg, a broken left leg, and that now is what raises the charge from maybe an assault to a grievous harm. And grievous harm carries a maximum sentence of life imprisonment. So that is a game changer. Yes.
Now, what happens if Ms Chantal refuses to take this medical test?
Well, it doesn't change much. It doesn't change much because what we have on record, what we have been given by the prosecution, should be enough. What we are just trying to do now is cement our case as the defense. For the prosecution, whether she agrees to this or not, it really does not help their case. And again, you cannot just decide not to when you have already been directed by court. So she has already been compelled. We have those orders. Ours is now to meet with the prosecution later on today and meet with our wakili on record and decide on which hospital to go to and decide on what dates and what time. We have been asked by court to come back again on the 21st of July, which is next week. So by the time you're coming back to court, we must come back with results. Yes.
There was an issue with Nicola going to work. Apparently, he could not access his place of work. Was there an official restraining order barring him from going to work?
There was no official restraining order, as in an order extracted from court. What had been directed when we came to court for plea taking, Chantal's counsel had brought it to court's attention that Nicola's side had made attempts at reaching Chantal. Now the court directed that there should be no attempts to reach out to Chantal, as that might amount to interfering with witnesses. However, the scenario in this particular matter is that these 2 people work within the same compound. So if one of them is restrained from a few meters even from the next person, then that means that this particular person cannot then move on with his life. So we have challenged that order as well, and court has agreed with us that Nicola must go back to his everyday life. Nicola must earn a living. So that direction, if it was there, has been lifted. However, it has also been directed that he tries as much as possible to keep away from Chantal, which, our side, we have no issue at all with keeping away from the complainant. The only thing we would want is that this young man goes back to work and this young man earns a living for himself.
How has this case affected your client?
Well, when this matter first came out, it was so much publicized on social media. Nicola is a young man, and the age that he is, social media is their lives. So unfortunately for him, he was prosecuted and persecuted in the media, in the social media, and that has affected his self-esteem. Without getting to know the facts, these people now see him as an animal, and indeed that is what he was referred to in the social media, as an animal, without getting the facts behind the case. So because of that, he has not been productive at work, and just now is now trying to come up and regain his life from where it had been dropped. Yes.
If, let's say, the case goes on and maybe he comes out clean, or maybe it is dropped in between, we just never know. But the scenario is, if the case goes on and then he wins, will he be pressing more charges, like for defamation or libel?
I think that she's jumping the gun for now. I don't believe that my client is a vengeful individual. If there was a misunderstanding, it will be sorted out privately between the two parties, as this matter should have. Nicola is a very mature person. As it is now already known, this was a relationship that maybe had its ups and downs. The only problem is that maybe some third parties were invited into it and then blew everything up. But if that direction will be taken, I do not believe that this is the correct time to make such decisions. So we will take it one step at a time.
Before you guys came to court, did your client and Chantal try to solve this outside the court?
We did try to solve this matter out of court. It is even on court records that Nico's family members, that is the aunt and the mother, had tried severally to sit down with Chantal and her side. But unfortunately, as is now very evident, there were some forces behind the scenes that will not let that be. And that was also misinterpreted as, Nico trying to interfere with the witnesses, which in my interpretation was just wrong. But we did make that effort, yes.
So when the story leaked online and there were some photos shared, and guys were wondering, this house didn't seem like Nairobi. First, guys speculated because of Nico's background, maybe it was Malindi, but later it was known that it is in Thindigua. Whose house was this in Thindigua? Was it Chantal, or were they living as a couple in Thindigua?
Chantal and Nico were a couple, but were not living together. Chantal lives in Thindigua, as was reported, and that's why the matter was first reported to the Thindigua police station. Nico lives in Runda. So, as a couple, they visit each other and all that kind of stuff. But no, they were not living together at that time, and I've never lived together at any point. Yes.
Thank you so much.